My fiancé, I want a prenup after he made a joke about putting everything in his mom's name if we divorce. The afternoon sun painted golden streaks across our living room as I folded laundry humming along to the radio. My fiancé Jake walked in from work dropping his keys on the counter with his usual clatter. He kissed my cheek smelling like coffee and autumn air before flopping onto the couch. Long day babe, he sighed rubbing his temples. I handed him a cold beer and sat beside him enjoying this normal comfortable moment. Then he said it. That one sentence that unraveled everything. You know, my mom suggested something funny today, he said taking a swig. If we ever split I should transfer the house and investments to her name beforehand. Smart, right? He laughed like it was just another silly conversation. My hands froze mid-fold clutching a wrinkled t-shirt. The radio kept playing some pop song about love but all I heard was white noise. Jake kept talking oblivious. I mean obviously we're forever but you gotta admit it's clever. My mouth went dry. That's not funny Jake, I managed to say. He waved his beer dismissively. Relax, it's a joke. Unless. His grin faded when he saw my expression. The room suddenly felt 10 degrees colder. That night I stared at the ceiling while Jake snored beside me. His joke played on loop in my mind alongside other comments I'd brushed off. The time he teased about me signing over my car to him. His playful suggestion that joint accounts were safer. By sunrise I knew what I had to do. I met my sister Emily for coffee that morning. Her face darkened as I recounted Jake's words. That's not a joke, she said, gripping her cup too tight. That's a trial balloon. Testing what you'll tolerate. Her divorce lawyer friend had seen this pattern before. The jokes that weren't jokes. The hypotheticals that became reality. I went home with my stomach in knots. Jake was making pancakes like nothing happened. The smell of maple syrup usually comforted me but today it turned my stomach. We need to talk, I said watching his shoulders tense. Over sticky syrup and cold coffee I said the words that changed everything. I want a prenup. The fork slipped from Jake's fingers clattering on the plate. What the hell? His voice was too loud, too sharp. Because of my stupid joke? Yes, I said. Because jokes reveal truth. His face cycled through shock, anger, then something calculating. You don't trust me, he said slowly. I trust actions, I replied. And your actions scare me. The silence that followed could have choked someone. Jake pushed his plate away untouched. Fine, he spat. But remember this when you wonder why I don't share things with you anymore. The next week was ice-cold politeness. Jake forgot our date night. He accidentally locked me out of our shared laptop. Then came the paperwork from his lawyer, a prenup so one-sided it was laughable. I showed it to Emily's friend who actually did laugh bitterly. This isn't a prenup, she said. This is a trap. That night I pretended to sleep while Jake whispered on the phone. She's being difficult. Yes, Mom, I'll handle it. The transfer papers are ready just in case. My blood turned to ice. The next morning I called in sick and went through Jake's office when he left. Buried under car manuals was a folder labeled Mom, deeds, bank statements, all dated after our engagement. My hands shook holding proof that his joke had been real all along. When confronted, Jake didn't deny it. He just got scarily calm. It's just protection, he said like explaining to a child. Women take men for everything these days. The mask had slipped revealing someone I didn't recognize. 2 days later I moved out while he was at work. He came home to half-empty closets and his key on the counter. The call started immediately. First angry, then pleading, then threatening. His mom even left voicemails calling me a gold digger. I blocked them all. Months later Emily's friend helped me untangle the financial web Jake had started weaving. Turns out he'd done this before with an ex who thankfully warned me after seeing our engagement photos online. The house was already in his mom's name. The family heirloom ring was a rental. Now when I walk past jewelry stores or hear love songs I don't feel sadness. I feel lucky. Because some jokes aren't funny. They're red flags dressed as laughter. And that day I finally learned to see them.